Okay, interesting stuff, right? So I am curious, like, about your journey, right? I mean, so many people also come here directly for work now, by the way, as well. I'm also always very interested to see people who have, come in via like different, like other routes than just the ones that we know, right? Yeah. You said you're author, you're filmmaker, poet, everything.
I started writing my first book. It's called Bunker Laboratory.
Wow.
She found a white guy on the floor bleeding, and about fighting for his life. So she ran into his phone booth and then dialed the emergency. So when the emergency came, they saw a black girl trying to save the life of a neo-Nazi, because she's new here. She cannot differentiate.
She has no idea
who is neo-Nazi, and actually the guy on the floor, they went to attack an immigrant business place.
Wow.
So the immigrant overpowered them. The rest ran away, and he was beaten to pulp. So this led to a love story within the black girl and the neo-Nazi.
In my final semester, that's the last 6 months, it was the hardest. I would cry, I would think.
Came through the student route, and I was still getting money from home for like 6 months.
Wow.
Then I was getting blocked account too now. So that was
big girl.
And my first day there, I'm like, I was not suffering like this in my country.
Wow.
I called home, I say, people, I'm doing like that. But coming from private TV from my country, me a queen, and then I'm a queen.
What up, people? We are live and we are back. Shooting from, dare I say, the best city in the world, the city of Berlin.
That's a big lie.
Come on, do you have to?
Yeah, Berlin is. I live in Berlin, but then it's not the best city in the world. We all know that.
Just at least give this.
You make a living out of where you are.
Depends on personal experience.
We are honest on this podcast.
Thank you. See what our guest is saying.
Is it the best city in the world?
From my personal perspective, I will say yes.
Thank you.
See, what would you say?
You make a living out of where you find yourself.
Right. Thank you.
I do love Berlin, but no.
Okay, to our viewers, because we know many people are watching us from Berlin, but also from other parts of the world, you're welcome back to the Onlyfacts Podcast, the only podcast in the world where you get to hear all the interesting things about relationships, friendships, living and thriving as an expat abroad. Am I right?
Yeah.
And where we give you what we call fact over feelings. No? Fact over feelings. You don't get that anywhere else. So, yeah, it's true now. Yeah, that's my fact. Hello. So it's called my fact. The way you speak it. So I'm speaking by fact.
I did not get the memo.
You didn't get the memo?
Yeah,
okay.
It's resting here.
I was okay, I'll take it off. Why are we wearing the same color? For what? Remove it outside.
You guys have told me that there's a dress code.
Yeah. Next time you have to read the spirit.
You want to chill with the big boys.
You got the memo late.
I did not even get to that.
She does not have white shirt. That's why. That's not
she got it late. Okay.
That means you're not in heaven.
I don't think she wants to be in heaven anyways. Okay, anywho, I mean, I'm going to try as much as possible to get my energy to be super okay today because I'm really, really tired.
Yeah.
It's been a long day.
Yeah.
But how are you guys feeling, first of all, before we introduce our guests, Jessica and Toby? We missed Jessica the last shoot, right?
Yes,
and we had a lot of peace.
Wow.
You know, sometimes I thought it was
it's understandable that some people cannot like handle a lot, you know. So much personality, and I think Bookie will be fine.
You are a lot.
And I did not miss Bookie anyways, because Bookie is a pain in my ass.
Wow.
We attend the same church, and now Bookie is in my team. Like of all the teams to join in church, Bookie chose.
It's like I'm following them up and down.
From me. Anyways, I wasn't around because I was traveling. Like I said earlier, I love to travel, and I always sometimes be away because I need to decompress.
We can see that.
But right now I'm exhausted.
Yeah, so you went to decompress and still came back.
Man, weekends are no longer these days. But then
Okay.
I was just in Morocco with her, and it was
nice.
really fun.
You went to Morocco?
Yes, we went to Marrakesh.
Yeah, when Morocco, I went to Barcelona, then Morocco, and me before then I went to Portugal.
God, see what you are doing in other people's life. What's good?
It's not this one you have to do it by yourself. We should go and spend your money.
Anywho, okay, so now I think Mr. Sam has waited long enough. We have an interesting guest in our midst today, and we're looking at an interesting topic called living and thriving in Germany, right? The statistics has it that there are, I think, 22 million from what I read today. People with migrant background who are living in Germany today, right? And a lot of them working in, different careers, different jobs, right? And this big question of, how do you, thrive, right? When you're someone who is coming, living abroad. So maybe not just necessarily in Germany, like we said, right? But, as a whole, right? And the guest that we have in our midst today that will be helping us to explore, further this topic is no one other than Mr. Sam.
You're welcome.
Welcome to the show.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Definitely. Awesome.
We are happy to have you.
Don't worry, it's not the office.
And we're wearing white together.
It's feeling like it's feeling like it. But I was checking up.
But I am curious to know so many things about you, right? I already got some brief, right, about who you are, and you also have this a company called Afrobizgermany, right? That you founded. But also more importantly, I'm told you've been in Germany for 15 years now, right? So, but I just want to, so maybe let me just give you the chance. So instead of me, giving the
I'd like to hear.
Exactly. So let's hear from your mouth, yourself,
okay.
Maybe what's your whole, give us a very quick rundown of, and how you got to come to Germany and what you do here and that sort of thing.
My name is Samson Itodo. I'm an author, playwright, poet, filmmaker, and founder of the media platform Afrobizgermany. And I've been in Berlin now for a while. I've always lived in Berlin.
Okay.
I did not come here as a student or stuff.
Compared
I came here like
most of us.
Normal hustler, went through the process, got my papers right, and it's all been the climb since then. So we're here now.
Wow.
And I'm lucky to be in.
Do you speak the language?
I do.
Wow.
I do, but I wouldn't say I'm perfect, but
At least you can speak,
communicate and I can find my way around with it.
What year did you start learning it properly? Very important.
To gauge yourself.
Actually, when you come here as a hustler, to survive on the streets here, you first of all pick up few languages here and there, and then when you get your papers straight, then you go for the language course, the first 6 months integration course, which is compulsory for everybody here. So I think that's why
I did an integration course myself as
6
well.
months integration.
I did.
It's compulsory because if you don't do it along the way, it's waiting for you somewhere.
Oh wow!
So these days, so it's more like you can't do an integration course. You can also do a normal German.
Yeah, you can still do the normal German
class. Or what do you call it again now?
But they need you to do something that has to show that you're integrate yourself into the system,
the community.
So when you see people having problems here, first of all, that integration stuff is a major issue.
Oh, okay.
Because that means you're not. What's your plan here? Do you want to be part of us? Or,
What
is it?
And this is the first time I'm hearing this integration course thing. I've never heard it. Yeah. So
it's very important anyway because to find.
I think maybe if you come through the student route, you don't have to.
The student route.
But I came also as a student, right?
But at the point you will need it because when you're still a student, it's not determined. It's not decided if you're going to stay or just come to study and go. But then if you want to study and stay then and look for a job, then this integration course things start popping up.
But the thing, just to clarify a bit, maybe, right? So the integration course thing, because when I also first added, I thought it's some special course thingy. Yeah. But actually, it's a normal German class. Right? To be honest, it's really the normal German class. And then just bundled with that, they add this living in Deustchland course to it at the end, right? So it's kind of like a package, They have a number of courses you have to complete.
You have to pay for it, or is it?
Yeah, you pay, of course. Yeah. So, but the government also can pay for it in some cases, right? Depending on the situation.
This is it's been a while now.
I'm not
years ago.
Like that anymore.
That's many years. Okay,
but I know it's still very, very, very necessary because people do that mistake and ignore it. But then when you want to like go get unbefisted on German passport, then these things will pop up. Definitely, they will request for it. So it comes up.
Okay, interesting stuff, right? So I am curious, like, about your journey, right? Because, like you said now, so you didn't even come here as a student, right? Which is like maybe even, I mean, so many people also come here directly for work now, by the way, as well. But I think from your perspective, right? I'm also always very interested to see people who have, come in via like different, like other routes than just the ones that we know, right? Yeah. And you being able to like still establish yourself and like, to make something out of yourself, even in Germany here, right? Yeah. And I'm curious, like, so you said you're author, you're filmmaker, poet, everything.
Filmmaker. Yes,
so you've been doing all of this. So first of all, you're from Nigeria, right? To put context to that, okay. Mm-hmm. So you were doing all of this back in Nigeria before you came to Germany, or did you discover all of that here and kind of?
Okay. First of all, I'm a science student.
Okay.
From back home, so literature wasn't my thing. So, but the literary team started when I stayed in Finland for about 1.5 years.
Okay.
And there is this place. It's not a library. It's like a reading place, like a newspaper place where we go to flip magazine. Those are the first places I started using the computer. I started using the computer, and then. So because I had too much time there, I was a bit free. I had enough time, so I was going there a lot to read, and then I started, my mind started roving around and started developing ideas, and I started started writing on papers first of all. So I came back to Germany and I bought a computer. I bought a computer from a friend who's an IT person. He repairs computer and all the stuff like that. So I started writing my first book. It's called Bunker Laboratory.
Wow.
And Bunker Laboratory is a story that deals with the 2006 World Cup in Germany. Because my curiosity started from the 2006 World Cup in Germany here.
Okay.
Because we were all expecting terror during that World Cup because there was this Islamic terrorism and all this stuff going on then, and then people were scared we had one also neo-Nazi attack. They attacked an Ethiopian guy somewhere in Potsdam or something. So they were expecting all forms of terror from everywhere. But the 2006 World Cup went by. It was like a festival in Berlin. Was really party in Berlin, and everything went peacefully without nothing. So I decided to create a story to find a reason why that happened. So I connected it with could be you playing one of those roles, like a Nigerian female student who came to Germany here for school. So after the registration, getting an apartment, things sorted out, she now decided to see the city. So she was, like Berlin's transportation system is beautiful. So she decided to see the city just by hopping from train to bus and all this stuff. Like the train, one of the train took him to the east side of Germany, which was a bit dangerous at that point. And so she didn't know, she was just hopping around.
And this is like true story.
No, it's true story.
No,
it's fiction.
So this is fiction. Okay.
So eventually, the bus got to a spot and stopped and said, okay, end station. She didn't understand. She just got down and was wondering. When she was wandering back, she found a white guy on the floor bleeding and, about fighting for his life. So she ran into his phone booth and then dialed the emergency. So when the emergency came, they saw a black girl trying to save the life of a neo-Nazi, because she's new here. She cannot differentiate.
She has no idea
who is neo-Nazi and actually the guy on the floor. They went to attack an immigrant business place.
Wow.
So the immigrant overpowered them. The rest ran away, and he was beaten to pulp.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So this led to a love story within the black girl and the neo-Nazi.
This is interesting.
This book.
So what's the name of this book?
It's called Bunker Laboratory.
Bunker Laboratory. Okay,
Nice.
guys, you heard it. If
Yeah.
you want to hear the completion of this story, so I think instead of giving away everything,
It's just,
let's send them to go.
What year did you publish the book?
man, I'm not good with dates.
Is that your only book?
No, I have 3 books. I have that and 2 children book. Okay. I have a children book that's called Colors of Love.
Nice.
And then I have the other one, The Rainmaker. They're all on Amazon. So
Awesome.
You know what this summarizes to me? It's just that your dream or anything you put your mind in can actually come to pass
exactly.
anytime, because it's not like you had that literature background, storytelling background from.
So you just do it.
And also,
Yeah.
I would say foster your creativity. I'm one person that when I have an idea, I'd rather do it and fail. I know I tried.
That's the point.
Because if not, then you're like, should I have done that?
Yeah.
Maybe I
You
shouldn't have.
regret having not tried.
Sometimes when some things come to your head, not looking for trouble, but just when something comes up, just try to foster it and see
Is
where
there
it leads
something
you.
that is happening between both of you? We don't know.
She said not looking for trouble.
And the issue is now we're even lucky that we have a lot of tools. Our phone is also almost everything now. Like what I do now, my phone is like a library. Like I get an idea, no matter what type of idea it is, I first of all title it. This is my belief. You title it, give a short description. That means you have given that thing a life.
Yeah.
It can only grow from there now. It can only grow from that point.
Yeah, especially when it's written down, like in church too. We're having this conversation on Thursday, and they were like,
Pastor Jessica.
No, it was the financial class, and they were like, "Oh, do you have financial plans?" Everybody raised up their hand.
How many of you
You have it written down, like wrote it, and like only like two people.
Yeah.
So when you write things down, it's like you've made the first step to doing
Totally.
that.
These are nuggets.
And first of all, people should. I want to say people. I say we should first of all try to not look at things from the financial aspect. Also, look at it from the passion. Because if your passion becomes your source of survival, it's easy.
It's very easy.
You can wake up at any point in time and do it because
You like it.
you like it.
You enjoy doing it.
It's not difficult anymore.
Yeah.
A lot of nuggets dropping here.
We've not even gotten to
We've not-
it.
exactly.
Enjoying this,
And, so I want to kind of cycle back a little bit, right? This topic is called living and thriving, right? In Germany, and I'm curious to hear everyone's perspective. First of all, let's define what does it even mean to thrive, right? In your own perspective, right? So what is thriving for you? Maybe another way to put that is what does success look like for you as a person?
Success and thriving.
How would you
They're
define?
different. I think we should look for simple
so
definition.
Yeah, so but I'm using the second
think
part to
success
make it
depends
easier,
on-
right? But
It's
For
personal,
me-
it's objective.
For me, I would say success is achieving my goal and thriving and is going along my goals.
Exactly.
That there's one thing, sometimes this is what I say to myself. I think I'm better off than even the richest people. Like, for example, people from the royal family now, they are not having the kind of experience that I have.
Yeah.
When I achieve buying this cup, it's a different kind of joy, different kind of feeling.
It's a success.
Do they feel the same thing? That's the question I ask. Because they can always have this. Sometimes some of these things are not dreams that I think is possible for me. And when you get to that height, it's a different type of feeling. So thriving is sometimes it's not. I think finance is the end goal sometimes. But first of all, success is getting things done. Because sometimes we cage ourselves around what is finance.
Always money.
What are you investing on? Sometimes I'll give you an example now. Some of those biggest names, like Tupac and the rest of them, maybe during their lifetime, they weren't financially buoyant. But what they created, their generations will live off it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Understand me? So sometimes your creativity, first of all, create it.
Yeah.
Then let it, because sometimes we worry about how to monetize what we created, and then it takes away the time that we invest into being creative.
Yeah.
Sometimes, so it's better we remain creative and create things, and then eventually people who are experts in monetizing these things
Can monetize it.
because
Yeah, and sometimes we ignore like little successes, and because we've not gotten to the end financial goal, like you said, thriving, like at the simple Google, what it says, flourishing,
flourishing, good.
prospering. So, are you trying?
Okay, bro. Hey,
That question.
I think I like to claim and claim
you like
it.
to believe.
but you're here already, and you're doing this. That means you're thriving.
That means I'm thriving, right?
Yeah, you try.
So there's a.
That's the word. If someone asks me, how are you? I'm
I'm
thriving.
thriving. So I remember I was saying Crystal on the last episode, like.
What did she say? She said she was surviving.
Survivor
She
says
said
no. You're thriving.
Yeah,
right?
I think
You
I
know?
would say the same too,
You know?
because then you just think of your life maybe months back. You're like, well, I'm not there
I'm not
yet, but
where
then
I was.
I'm not where I was.
Awesome.
Like there's growth, there's new things happening,
Yeah.
new changes.
Yeah.
And if I must add this, it depends on or if you allow others to define what's thriving to you
For
or
you,
what is
yeah.
growth to you. Understand me?
Yes.
Because some people is basically finance, while some people is getting
Yeah.
creative
Yeah.
things.
Yeah. So because I think like for everyone, right? So bringing again the context of
Yeah.
like, you know,
Living and thriving.
abroad,
Yeah.
you know, so you come in as someone like an immigrant, whatever, you know, in a new country, right? Like we all have this definition of like, you know, when you say someone is thriving in a country,
Like having
right?
a
Like
job.
what, you know, exactly, right? Being settled
Yes,
and being, you know, like you say, like, you know,
getting your bills
you
paid,
know,
having
so when
everything in,
you're not, you know, you've left that, you know, I don't know, like struggling and hustling phase, and like you're now kind of like balanced, right, in a sense, you know what I'm saying, you know, and I'm trying to see like if we have like a shared understanding like around that, or like are there some other definitions, you know, like when it comes to, you know, when you say like, okay, someone is thriving in a place, right, like what does that mean, you know, to us, right?
All right. I think almost everybody is going, when you ask them how you're
they are
doing.
going through something.
So no, everybody's always going to say I'm thriving.
Okay,
I think it's always very, I don't think it's rare though to find somebody to say, oh, I'm great, everything is good, I'm there.
Yeah.
Yes, because
no matter how high you have,
you
are still
last
looking
week I
forward
was
to
just
something.
screaming about the house. I was like, life is hard. I'm serious. I'm very. I am very dramatic. Exactly.
It's not like that.
Yeah, let me no. I also
that.
the thing was I checked myself. That's something I like about myself. I always check myself. So I just got back from Morocco and before then Portugal, this, that, and I was screaming about life is hard. And I got to the kitchen and all of a sudden I just told myself, God, I'm grateful. Please don't take any of these things back. I'm better than where I was, but then it could be better.
Oh gosh.
Because then after so I feel like thriving is a word that everybody would always use. I think we're always, every time you even get to that place that even at the end of this year, now if you achieve all your goal, I think there's something in you that's going to be like,
then bro,
don't
like
more.
yeah, I mean, so if I'm trying to bring it back, you know what, there are levels, right, to this stuff. And one of the things I really wanted to touch, right, in this topic, you know, so I mean, and I think maybe some of us, I think did you study?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
I was
cool.
going to say that,
You
but
know, so it's one of the angles I really want to touch on as
that
well. So
one,
even though
let's
Mr.
see.
Stam didn't come here as a student, but you probably also you've met like quite a number of students, you know, in your journey.
There are 2 views of students.
And there are many of us that we went through the high of a needle.
Yeah, no, let me say there are 2 views. There are people that went to public German universities and there are the private middle. That one, let me tell you the
Right.
yeah, so
You
for
know,
me,
so yeah. So we go for it.
So
Your eyes have seen Abi. What my eyes have seen, I can't tell it all.
And he told you to read.
I came through the student route
Okay.
and I was still getting money from home for like 6 months.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's
Then
You are leaving
no,
the
I mean, like,
yeah, for like 6 months, I did not know what to do. Like I was just living. I was
You
getting.
a
I was
job.
getting blocked account too now. So that was.
big
Wow.
girl. I'm
that was actually me in the UK, my first year of study. But go on, yeah.
But I was lost. Not because I
Okay.
did not want to do anything, but like I did not know what to do. I
And
know
there was
that
no pressure.
You
Yeah,
didn't
there
get
was
the
no
right
pressure. There was also no-
circle.
Yeah,
to get
I was
That's
lost.
it.
Then I met a girl and she's like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, like, I'm
I
studying.
said, "I'm studying." She said, "You're not working."
You gotta be joking.
My dear, I'll contact my lager
Wow.
lager operator or something.
Wow.
You have to come and start working here. And my first day there, I'm like, I was not suffering like this in my country.
Wow.
I called home. I say, people, I'm doing lager.
But see, you're saying it like you were lifting things.
No, I was not lifting.
You were in
So,
the operations.
yeah.
That's you
Oh.
being silly.
I was in the operation.
Are you kidding me?
It's
So
like
it-
you felt weird.
People say,
It felt weird. Please, it felt weird.
But
like, and there's dignity in labor.
Yeah.
Right? I want
one thing is,
Yeah.
let me just add in between.
Yeah.
One thing people must get to realize is when you are outside your country, there are things you will not do in your country that you will do outside.
yeah, but then you have a roof over your
Everybody,
head.
everybody does. Everybody
You know,
does
it's
that.
still new. It was
And-
still new to me too. I'm coming from private uni
Well,
from my country. Me a queen, and then I'm
to say queen.
A queen
And you forgot your crown from home.
Before go meet your boss, tell your boss I'm a queen. I don't do lager.
My own view was actually mine was very different. So I was studying in Italy and I had a scholarship that was paying for everything. And luckily for me, I had family. So I kind of, in Italy, I had soft landing. But then I could not, I always liked to work. So me, I like enjoyment, soft life. So I know that to get all that I have to work. So I can see I'm a very hard worker. So I always look for how to earn or something. And then I went to a stuff in Amsterdam where we met. And I just saw the people there. When I introduced myself to the people studying in Germany, they're like, oh, we work part-time. I said,
That was where your
Wow.
and I'm in this country. There's no opportunity for students to work
So how
part-time.
are you?
Where?
In
Italy
Italy.
shows
And
no-
I'm
No
like,
opportunity for students to work.
part-time. It's like, and in Germany, it's
Like this working
you
student
can
thing,
decide to
right?
only work in lager or in a company. Doing
Yes,
like,
anything you
So
want.
what
and
is
I'm like,
working students?
that was the day I checked out of my brain. I was not enjoying engineering, so that was the day I actually
So-
checked out. And then I moved. And when I moved, I don't know if you know this Google job. Do you know it?
Yeah, I know Google Jobs.
Then before I was settled, 2 weeks later, 1 week later, I'm already doing it. Me, I'm a hustler.
Wow.
Let me be stealing my
Wow.
money.
Wow.
And in
Wow.
as much as there was no jobs in Italy, I did stuff. I was attending a Nigerian church. I'll buy things like this hair. There's this.
You sell.
And the ladies, they like to, this turban that you just wear and they like to cover their hair. So I'll buy it in Nigeria like 800 and I'll sell it for 5 euros.
Voila.
So me, I will always find a way. So I walked, I always walked. I don't know what it's like. Like I always wanted to, and I have so much joy in this because at the end of the day, I get reward with the pay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I always want to do something. So, but then I was now in a private university. So this
Which
one,
private university? Yeah.
You know, in public, is how much are we paying?
Public,
So
private,
you pay-
like
yeah.
Private.
Gizma and all that.
That one is really expensive. And I have
Yes.
people who-
And my dear, I'm telling
I have
you
people that
that.
say that this is my event.
Bookie, it's a long story. So even before I started, I worked and I saved.
God.
You think that will save you? No,
Yeah,
because
you
me,
still
I
have
don't
to-
even know how to call or I like to get
You
my
have to
shit
go through
done.
it.
Yeah.
There was one time when I was even trying to save money before I resumed. We were living together and I was just like, T, I love you, but I'll do all the work. She was literally buying all the food because I was keeping every money. But you know the funny thing, in my final semester, that's the last 6 months, it was the hardest. Because I'm asking myself, I've already paid 2.5 years. Why is this one so hard?
So hard.
It was so, sometimes I just be like, is it even worth it? I would cry. I would think. I would, like, the highlight of it for me was getting my internship with Mercedes-Benz. And I'm like,
Wow,
okay. But then
finally.
it was the most difficult. Like, if somebody tells me they want to, I'll be like, try to apply to all the public universities in Germany. Except
Before-
you get no. I wouldn't advise because it's like you're working to pay your fees. It's
Yeah.
not even enough. It's
Yeah.
like you need to steal the size also. You need to. It's not.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah, yeah,
sustainable.
yeah.
I was in a public uni, so I did not. I can't
I have
relate
a
to
friend.
this.
We're just talking about how we've not paid our school fees. She now opened her mouth. Me too.
You know, they're paying 250 euros.
We got 300. And we're like, can you just shut up? Because we are going through life issues. And this school, when you've not paid, they just write you like, da. If you don't pay, lock your portal. Like, it was, you're studying.
Like the hustle is real. The hustle is real. Like, man, I mean, I don't even want to start like my own story. God, like, yeah, so many things, right? Like, starting from Hamburg and like some of my guys, like, God, sheep, lager, everything. Like, we've done it all.
The Ida sheep, right?
Yeah.
There's some people that are doing this Mercedes-Benz thing, and I had that their body used to pain them. Because they work in the like lab, like putting the tires. And when I hear the boys, they'll be like, oh my God. People have hustled. Like when you hear sometimes, and these days I see them, they're driving cars, they have families, and I'm like from most of the Hamburg.
Most of these Hamburg guys. And I'm like, I don't want to call them out.
I don't call them name, but I'm so happy and proud because I'm like, everybody started, but now they're doing so well. And that's because they got there, they knew what they were going. Not everybody's like that.
And I was going to mention something there, right? I mean, like, this is not to say like working in lager or like any other job, right? It's not a dignified job. This is not the point, right? And that was the first point we made, that this thriving and success of a thing is relative to each person, right? How you define. And so if your goal is that you're coming to Germany and like what you see yourself working in is like a, I don't know, white collar job or whatever, you know, until you get to that point, right? For you have not, you know, you've not attained like the level of success you have, you know, set for yourself, right? For the people who, you know, who are working in, I don't know, like, lager job, production, whatever, right? And they're able to like feed their families and, you know, making an honest living. Shout out to you guys, right? So this is not even to say that, you know, like, all of the jobs we are calling like hustling, as if there's nothing wrong, you know, or there's something wrong with it, right? That's not the point. You know, but it's a question of like for each person, like how what you've defined, you know, for yourself as the kind of life that you want to live. And we just know like most students, right? Most people who are coming here, you know, who are like, like, you know, your goal is like also, you know, like working, you know, like, how do you say, like, you know, this, what we call like white collar jobs perhaps, right? You know, build a family, settle down and that sort of thing, right? For those who want to, right? And I think it's just relative, like for each person, right? And I think it's maybe something important to mention there as well, right?
The circle you mix when you relocate, like like, you know, I had the Hamburg people around me. Everybody had their shit together. Everybody was so when everybody, like in my friend circle, I'm the youngest. Like when I mean youngest, maybe only 4 years older than me, 5, 6. I see them. I'm not a 9-to-5 person, but I'm doing it now. But I know that that's not me. But then I am inspired by them. What they do.
Pushes you
because everybody around you. Because if everybody around you has a job, you would. If when she came, the first 5 people she saw had a job, she would know that
the first people actually determines how.
It really determines. So you have to be very you have to, like, that's very important.
I totally agree with
just
this
to put just on your point, when I was talking about me getting the lager job, it was me already thriving at that point.
Even for you, right?
But then I did not need help again. Like I could now pay my own bills myself, and from there maturity started. So it's not to believe anyone.
Definitely. But Mr. Sam, I have a question for you, right? So Afrobizgermany, which is the platform that you're on, from what I read, so it's about like changing the narrative of like, you know, African, I don't know, like
just informing about Black people and Africans over here,
and showing us like in a better spotlight.
Right? We need that. We really need that.
And right now Afrobizgermany is going to production of a sitcom.
I was going to ask about that. But before you go there, right? So my question is like, what inspired you to like start this
Afrobizgermany
itself?
Actually, I think it's a coincidence that something happened. Something happened coincidentally, and that drives me into that. I was in Alexanderplatz, so I called a friend, and he said he was I don't know if any of you know this the Indian shop in Kofenstrasse that sells African stuff.
Asian Mite.
Okay.
I think maybe Asian Mite. So he told me he's there. So I said, okay, I was going to meet him there. So when I came there, I was standing there because I'm that person. I'm very, very observant. I feed off information, you know, like observe things. So I was standing there and I was observing. The only people coming into the shop to buy things are black people. And it's an Indian man
that owns it
and it's selling there.
Yeah.
So, and so I told my friend, do you see what's happening here? And there's an Afro shop somewhere there. So why are they not going to that shop? So later that day, I went to Isheri Afro shop that was in Tom Strasse.
Yeah.
So I was Isheri, what's going on here? Why is it that our people would rather buy it from the Indians? And she said, these are our people. I said, when I asked some other people again, I said, why are you not going there to buy? And they say, these people, their stress is too much. And I said, okay, why don't you guys have a conversation and then let's sort this out? I said, no, I don't want to have any problem with anybody. So I got home and I said, man, we should have a platform where people can collectively come and then in an anonymous, am I speaking the right language? Lay their complaints and get answers without people getting to know who. So I created a Facebook page, a Facebook page, and started taking a black business all over from everywhere and just dumping it there. And I was dumping it there. Then I started seeing reactions, like people started reacting. I was like, this is nice. We have this thing elsewhere. We don't have it here and stuff like that. So, okay. So I was then, that's exactly what we said about starting something, writing something. Before we know, we created the idea of the logo, the green, you see the Afrobizgermany logo that you see there. We created the logo and I started thinking, what else? How can we get this going? So there's this lady, Just Cake. She makes cake in Berlin here. She's popularly known, Just Cake. So because she reached out to me and said, Sam, this is really nice. This idea is nice. I said, okay. And I said, I'd like to do an interview can I have an interview with you to talk about this? She said yes, that she's going to do a cake presentation in a party the next day. So can I come? Okay, then I didn't know how to use the camera. I've never used the camera before and all this stuff. So, but I knew I have one iPod. One small iPod I just used for music. And I remember that I knew that then I remember that this iPod has an HD camera. So I took the iPod, took a friend with me. I said, okay, you do the interview. Let me just hold the iPod and then do the video. I came back. We went there. She was grateful. We did the video and we came back with the stuff. And then I was looking for how to edit it. So I started asking questions and checked Google and YouTube. And then there's this software that comes with computer. What's that editing software that comes with the computer? Then it always comes with the computer.
Is it the one in MacBook?
Not MacBook.
iMovie. I know that one.
Not iMovie. There's this one that always comes up. It's just basic. So I studied it and I used it and I put the videos out and people got excited. So
and that was how
I started going from business to business just to interview and do all this stuff. And then Isheri was the first person that gave money. Say, Sam, you're doing this. Take this money. Then Just Cake called me and said, okay, I'm going to do another party. I want you to come. It is really nice. She gave money. So from there we get out the money and but actually all the cameras that I bought and all the equipment that I bought and everything, the money came from the stuff. Because people started calling and saying, come, can you come and do this? We'll pay. From there, I started doing different stuff.
Okay, interesting story actually. I mean, I wanted to mention that, because it's also related to this topic of living and thriving, right? So you came here also as, someone from another country and you saw it as a need, right? To let's change the narrative of how, people perceive us, as a people, right? And that was a business idea you had. That was a concept. You worked on it, you built it. Now it has become, this, business, like you said. And now you also brought out a sitcom, right? Which is this, please remind something. Tolu family and Belinas, right?
Yep.
He's giving me Bob at Abishola.
And also this one in the UK. I've forgotten what it's called on Netflix.
So I'm curious, what is this? What is this about? This.
Okay. Tolu family. Before it has always been other people creating films and having us in the film and then stereotyping us, it's either a drug dealer or stuff like that. So and I don't think we are all like that, They basically take the
the bad bond.
No, the minorities, the minority things that happen, and they blow it to different proportion, to the biggest proportion, So actually, there's this popular Nigerian based in Germany here. That's an actor, Michael Davis. He's based in Hanover, so whenever he comes, he knows I write. This is actually my first film. No, I have a film that I did with Saidi Balogun has been there. Working with Nigerians is a different story. So.
Wow.
So we've done this part here. It's just to complete the other side, but he has really been a pain in the ass in that area. So after then, I did another film that's called medical tourism.
Okay.
I did medical tourism. The medical tourism, I was supposed to have somebody to work with me, but they fucked up. So luckily excuse my language.
It's fine.
Luckily for me, I had my camera, so I had the actors. I just shot it without extra sound. I just shot it, but people liked it. It was shown in the cinema, and people liked it. They reacted to it very well. So, then Michael do come here. We do try to create things. And he came and I had this idea. I'm that person that feed off reactions.
Yeah.
I have an idea. I want to talk. I want to spit it out. I want to see how you react. It's kind of gives me a lot of energy. So I got this idea and I told Michael, hey, this, and he was like, whoa, elated. This is beautiful. This is nice. Could be something we can be in control of and then tell our stories. So I came home that day. It took me about 2 days to get the script done. Started reaching out, looking for actors and all the stuff like that. The budget was low because I'm paying for it from my pocket and all the stuff like that. But luckily for me, I had a very good crew and people who were dedicated. So we got it done. We did the pilot project first of all. It's out there now. The pilot project is out there.
Nice. On YouTube also?
It's on YouTube. It's on Afrobizgermany. And if you Google Tolu Family and Belina or check it on TikTok, they have their own pages on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook.
Yeah. So okay, interesting stuff. And quick question. So, like, are you when it comes to like the things you do now in Germany, right? So this film production and stuff, this is like now like what you do full time, or do you also have like other jobs?
Okay, no, I have
that you also do,
what I do
as
full-time.
well.
I do videography and pictures for events. I do mostly events, but since the Corona period now, event is a bit slow. Yeah, because people do a lot of their conferences and all the stuff virtually now. Okay. So I do some parties that I hate party jokes, man.
Okay, interesting. Yeah. Now I have a question for everyone, right? So just speaking about general experiences, right? When it comes to thriving in Germany, right? What would you say has been like maybe the most difficult part for you guys? Like, what are some of the maybe most difficult experiences you've had in this country?
For me, thriving is searching for a job.
Looking for a job.
Yeah, and you need the language. So I don't know how it would have been if I was in the UK or US or something. But the fact that I need that language for the job.
For the job,
it's
right?
kind of, and I have to try. Like, bills keep coming. Yeah, so it's kind
choke,
of,
right?
You choke.
So I mean, it's one of the things we mentioned at the Dasso Berlin episode, right? Also, say like language. Yeah. I think many of us will like underrate it, but we're like even in a city like Berlin,
it's really important,
right? So for you, like language is one of the
But do people in the IT sector, do they need language?
Not everybody
not
does.
Really,
and right now there's the pandemic in the job because of the recession and
so there's a lot of layoffs.
Yes, and they are waiting months. They still haven't gotten something new. Before, when you delay somebody, you're like, oh, it's tech tomorrow.
With this AI thing now, I don't know how long this tech thing will ride.
So AI, not to scare anyone out there.
Am I right in saying?
No, you're right.
So, but what we say also, like, I mean, in general, like, we see AI as also like enablers, right, to help us do jobs like more efficiently, right? So it's not so much of taking your jobs away, but also it means it pushes people to upskill, right? And then see how you can, like, how do you say, like, position yourself to.
But does it cut the amount of people needed to do particular things?
Certain jobs, yes, would be affected, right? But it's a question of like those people, you know, kind of like moving, you know, into like new career areas.
But job role, you still need the
But
man.
what is going on right now has nothing to do with AI.
Yeah.
It's the recession.
No, it's the economic.
And for me, I would say the hardest part would be the bureaucracy. Yes, the language is one thing, but then we're in Berlin because I really like him, I would say, because he's just one person that does a lot of things. And like you're just saying this, that. It's like it comes and you're doing it. Like, and for me personally, I like to see people like this because when I bring up ideas, sometimes people think I'm crazy.
That's the most difficult part. If you throw an idea.
So last year I said I was going to learn makeup in Nigeria, and some people were like, "You're just going to leave here and go to Nigeria to learn to be a makeup." I was like, "Yes, why not?" And I went and I did it, and there are people that told me it's silly, but then I'm making money from it, and I know that it's gonna go. And the thing is, I have so many ideas. There's so many things I want to do, but this is not the country sometimes that you just do. Like the process, it is
so bureaucracy, German bureaucracy,
an appointment or something. It is for me, yes, because I would say the language, but then the language is self-dependent. It's on me. I should decide to learn.
But that way you don't have control over
I
it.
cannot. Nobody can. Like, yes, that's for me.
Okay, interesting.
Yes, and Mr. Sam,
and
what would you say?
So because I want you to really like try and think very well, right? You've lived there for way longer than all of us, I think, I believe. Like, what would you say was one of like your most, like, you know, difficult, like the hardest, you know, like challenges you face, like just in really getting to, you know, build something for yourself?
I think first of all is balancing and then knowing where you want to put your mind, first of all. Because sometimes we have not fully decided if we are living here. That's an obstacle.
Oh my goodness.
Speaking your mind.
Oh my goodness.
Because first of all, I had the idea of opening an office in Lagos. I did that. But you know how difficult it is when you're not there to manage a business from that side. And you know how sometimes people don't share your dream. They are just there to make money. Until that business is closed. And they are gone. The business is closed, then they realize what they've done to themselves. So I think the most difficult thing is deciding, am I fully here? Because what I've learned after those many failures with those kind of things is realizing here, I'm here. Build this place first.
Build here
first before you can really extend to whatever.
You have to be strong.
Your base is very, very important. That's why when I'm going to the film making, I'm making films, this film now. I'm not chasing anybody out there. I want the Berlin audience first of all, because basically, if you are able to get, I'm taking a leap from the pages of Afrobeat music and Nigerian film industry, how they were built. You know, they weren't chasing what they cannot handle. If this is the equipment they have, and these are the people, they used that what they had. Point time to entertain the people around them. They weren't looking for people around. So if you're able to build your base, every other thing will follow. So I believe now, first of all, my film, first of all, is for Berliners. First of all, it's projected to the world, but I would love to be able to have you here be interested in what I do, first of all, because people that are close to you, that knows you, that know your story, whatever you're falling from, they will always be there to be the cushion that will push you backward. So the major issue, first of all, was balancing within yourself, knowing, am I here or there?
I think that's
because we always come with that mind that I'm going to just hustle and go back. Nobody has gone back that I've seen.
Some people also want to reject back. I always call it to reject back.
We go somewhere else.
So which is not go back.
It happens once in a while. It's successful. But most of those stories, it happens once in a while. It's successful, but most people
still come back. Yeah, true. That's a take home actually. Yeah.
Interesting stuff. So in your opinion, like there needs to be some kind of like
balance, yes.
making up your mind, or at least knowing right where you want to be, right, and kind of building yourself right for that. Okay.
So Buki, what's yours? You've not told us.
I'm not aware that I'm on the hot seat. Am I supposed to be answering the question?
Please answer. Tell us. Let us know.
Bro, like difficult experience. Gosh. I would say like so far there's been a lot, right, for me, like through like I said, like, you know, coming from like a student to like working, getting my first job, like, you know, bro, like man, story plenty. Our feeling fan I think currently for me would be, I would say maybe fundraising for my startup.
Ooh,
right. This has been, I would say, up until now, right? I would put it like at the top of my, so building a business and, you know, being able to like, you know, to grow and scale this, and raise funds for it. I think this has been one of my most difficult ones.
Living abroad could be a factor, but this could also happen if you're in your own country.
No, definitely.
Yeah, but here it's kind of harder. But then there's a platform now helping black startups, because my friend is like either or something.
I know,
trying to make
platform to help
black.
So I mean, like the investor, like support.
I could need it also for my film project.
It's called either
so
or
like
something.
for
My
startup,
friend is a
startup project.
You know,
No, sorry?
Keep on.
Okay, cool. All right, so I think kind of like wrapping up, right? Last question for you guys. What are some of your best experiences so far? So do you have at least, this want to be the thing. So do you have like anything so far, like in the years you've lived in Germany, that you say like, you know, this was one of my best, I don't know, like moments in my journey, like.
Well, for me, I do,
really?
And it's
Tell
my
me about
circle, my friends.
Exactly what I wanted to make you friends.
Really?
I know they're watching this,
Wow.
but then my circle, my friends.
Awesome.
I don't know. I cannot explain it.
Yeah.
It's so.
I can't explain it.
I feel like that was what God blessed me with here. Yeah, and like I said, my friends are older than me, and I never feel it. Like, it's so amazing. And to watch how everybody's grown and married. Like, last year we traveled to Nigeria because 3 of them had weddings a week back. And it was so beautiful. Like, look at ours. Like, I was having a conversation with one of them yesterday, a guy, and we're like, remember when he likes Risa chicken? I'm like, remember Risa? I don't even like that. But then we're just like, you know, for me, that's the highlight. I feel like
makes sense.
Yes, my circle.
Love that. Hold your friends tight, guys. Okay,
the people in my life.
Yeah, if you have,
if they're not your please switch. Real friends. Important that your friends want you're growing, everything. You know, there's so many factors.
Okay.
So maybe that's why I'm not friendly, because what am I looking for? I have everything. A, B, C, D, Y.
Change your behavior.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry for you. Do you have like maybe some?
Yeah, the friend cycle she talked about is very, very important. I have 2 things in mind. Friends circle, because I'm a creative.
Yeah.
I'm in that creative.
Yeah, creative. Yeah.
And I always like people who I can bounce my ideas on. Understand me? I try from feedbacks, and so if you have friends who are able to listen to your rubbish every time, and then you know, just not talking, but their reactions, you get what you want to get. And 2, I think the peace of mind here, you know, the ability to walk out in the night without looking behind you.
We take that for granted, I think.
Yeah, Berlin is quite safe. Germany is quite safe.
My ability, because I like to take my walk.
That's a good one.
I like to take my walk, so I wouldn't want to go out and
you're scared or something might happen.
That peace of mind, or sleeping at night with one eye open.
I can imagine.
Even like sometimes the door is opened, like we mistakenly did not close the door. You have
somebody want to come and sleep from your house. Is it television?
Actually, we slept in our apartment and we left the door. Maybe a guest left and they didn't close the door. It has happened like 3 times. I'm like,
sometimes your neighbor will come and lock the door for you.
Or I leave my key and they will not.
Tell me, what is it that they want to come and take television?
No, I don't see.
No,
Yeah.
It's not everywhere in Berlin.
So this is something we underrate a lot, and I think that's that peace, right? I feel like there are lots of immigrants who live not just Nigeria now, different countries just for that reason. So where it's not even just about
they need stability.
It's not even just about money or whatever, right? It's about just even having this
peace of mind.
Imagine something happening. 111 ambulance is here, lights is here, this is here, that is here. Like even if you don't call them. I was cooking and I forgot to switch it off, and my apartment was smoky. I had already switched it off, and I left the house. I came back, seeing the note saying, "Oh, they had to break into my apartment because they think something was funny." That was like the fire people, because the neighbor called them, but there was nothing. But they just left a note saying that, it was
Anyways, for me, I think I would say mine is like a sense of community. I've come to enjoy a lot, right, in my time in Germany. There are so many, I would say, communities, whether that's like church community, whether that's different, I don't know, like Black and people of color communities that I've just been able to like tap into, right? And they've just kind of like elevated, like my living experience in a sense, right? And that's something I think for me that's quite big, and I'm just super grateful for. I think at this point it's
she has not said your answer.
I think she already said.
You said I was going to agree with her. Because we have same friends.
So what I agree is not saying
friends turned into family, because we came here without knowing anyone. And with these friends, we've been thriving together. Looking back,
it's like you don't know their family. They're like your family, and it's so.
Looking back, for me, it's not the same place we started from. We are different now.
Maybe for Mr. Sam, real quick, if someone was moving to Germany, what would you have to say to them today, in terms of them getting started, getting built, getting established, flourishing, prospering, like we said, thriving?
I will say Germany is still a green place for ideas.
Yeah.
So whatever ideas you have, just go for it. Prepare your mind. It's still very, very
it's a fertile ground.
It's a fertile ground like this. Like what I'm doing right now. I don't think we have a thing from our community that's like this. So if you come with your ideas, go for it. Let's not expect it to be smooth.
Nothing is even smooth.
There's going to be obstacles, and especially in a place when you come, you don't know the languages, and it's very, very bureaucratic. Like this, like I've been here for a while now, but the bureaucracy is not easy. Understand me? What you like applying for funding for my stuff. Sometimes I don't know where to start from. I'm looking for somebody, because it takes away my time. I want to be in the creative zone. I'm looking for an organization or somebody who will take care of that.
I totally feel you on that one. Okay, quick one. I already said last question, but again, last question. Where would you rather live if you were not in Germany today? Everyone, quick one to wrap it up. Who's going first? Where would you be if you were not in Germany?
I would say Nigeria, because I
You'll
think
be back home in Nigeria.
I think Germany and other European countries are it's the same system.
I think Germany is better off than every other EU country.
So not necessarily in EU in general. So if Germany was not an option, like where else would you?
I'm trying to think. Maybe one of all those.
Nobody wants to go to US.
No.
You're afraid of
maybe Dubai.
Really?
You can live in Dubai.
Yeah, maybe Dubai.
Dubai?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know.
I feel the lifestyle is caged somehow.
I feel like at one point in my life, I thought I was going to go to Canada. I was already in the process.
I was going to say Canada too.
But no.
Really?
But for me, I feel like...
Is there a reason why you want to go to Canada? Quick one. Have you heard some story? Because we know some people who have left
Germany was hitting me one time with hammer, and I thought that the easy way out was to pack
go to Canada, right?
Because then life was lifing.
I know people have
but then I started the process and I was like, okay, no. But where I am now, I would say, I think I'm one of those people that have concluded that I'm here. But then this is where I am. Let's make it work. Let's put in the work.
No, that's not
yes, but if I was not talking about myself.
If you want to be in another place.
But I don't see myself being in another place. That's what I'm trying to go to.
Yes, more here
than Nigeria, which I have realized because I had to spend 3 weeks. I went twice last year. I cannot live
for visiting.
Okay.
I want to be happy. So yes, I think it is here.
Okay,
for
I'm
me.
Toby for you.
I said Dubai. I mean, I would have
Okay.
wanted an English country, maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
I just think the life there is really fun or something.
What you're seeing on Instagram, be careful.
Especially for women.
I thought what you saw in Marrakech.
No,
Instagram.
the Marrakech and Dubai is
The
not
What did you show
personality
you?
is almost the same. The
What did I
men.
show you?
The Arab one is the same thing.
Yes, the Arab.
Producer, can we do
I'm
quick?
giving
I'm a
video
boy here.
before.
What did you give me,
It's the same
Marrakesh?
thing.
What's
it's
you want to give me
baby.
quick?
Please, it's not yet. After
Anywho, guys, thank you so much for sticking with us on this one. It's been an amazing, awesome episode. Mr. Sam, super thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming. It's
Thanks.
been interesting learning about your journey, about your business. And we really do wish you all the best, you know.
Thank you very
guys,
much.
please go watch Tolu Family and
And
Belina
Belina.
on YouTube.
you should go to
And
that.
this first book, Bonkers something.
Bunker Laboratory.
In fact, I need to go and that story.
You must read that book.
that story you were telling is very interesting, you know. So, but guys, we hope you've been able to pick like one or two things from this episode. Definitely,
There was a lot from Mr. Sam, so they
definitely,
picked a
a
lot.
lot of nuggets.
No, I have picked. Oh no!
Right?
I'm
So-
going here away with jotted things.
So a lot of nuggets. But listen, guys, we're gonna be here again for you guys, same time, same channel next week. Please do let us know what are some of your best experiences in Germany. Are you
Comment.
thinking of coming to Germany? Just let us know what you think. And if you like this video, please click on the like button, subscribe, and share it with your friends as well. And as like you say, take care of yourself, drink water.
Mind
a lot.
your business.
I say mind your business.
Coming
But
from somebody
Onlyfacts.
that doesn't mind that business.
And until next time.
I one thing before
Okay,
we go.
yeah.
If Nigeria have all these kind of bright minds, how do we elect those politicians?
Don't
that
let's
one is
go. Don't let's go
We
there.
need this topic.
Guys,
We need this topic.
until next time, we see you on the next one. Ciao.